So, suicide. It's an uncomfortable word, isn't it? I see it in every scroll. I see it in the people who scroll past that don't engage. I see it in people's comment, their body languages when I tell them how my mom died. I can sense it. You can scroll if you want to. You can exit out of this video if you want to, but I'm here to educate. So apparently today is National Suicide Lost Survivor Day. It's the Saturday before American Thanksgiving, and I was not aware of this at all. I was made aware by a friend. Let me introduce myself if you don't know me. Hello, my name is Bree. I'm 26, and I lost my birth mom, Brandy, by suicide last year in 2024. When I started my channel back up, I didn't really know if I wanted to talk about this part of my life because people can be mean, and people, especially people that haven't gone through it, you know, people can have their own opinions, and I knew that by opening up about that part of my life that I would be possibly receiving those types of comments and feedback. But for the most part, it's been really good feedback so far, and I'm super grateful for that. On my channel this year, I had the chance to do a video with one of my friends who is also a suicide loss survivor. The video is about an hour long, but if you want to know the experience of it, we'll tell you. Go give that video a watch. I'm extremely grateful for the support that we have received on that video because nobody has any idea how long it took, how much effort it took, how much planning it took, how much anxiety we both had about sharing that in full detail. But I'm super grateful that it has received the feedback that it has, and I'm super grateful to Misty for sharing, for being open to sharing that part of her life and having a conversation with me and being open to the questions that I asked, and just sharing her experience with it. And because we are both on two different parts of that spectrum, whatever you want to call it, I don't know. She, I think, is 36 years out, or 35 years out, I think. I am 1 year and 11 months, so it's close to 2 years now. So you kind of get to hear like both of our experiences and how they're very different but also similar in ways, and just how it's turned our life around. And I'm very proud of that video, actually, even though it was a very heavy topic to dive into. But I'm very proud of that video, and I'm very grateful that I am continuing to be to have a platform of where I can speak openly about my experience and share it, because I feel like a lot of the time you'll hear about a suicide death, and then you won't really hear anything about it. So I don't really think that you hear much about the people that are left behind. And while I think that can be hard to be open about and share, sometimes I think it's needed, because one, you don't really hear about it, and two, there's such a stigma surrounding that, and three, I feel like it's needed to open some people's eyes, because it might, for anyone that's thinking about taking their life, that pain doesn't, your pain might stop, but you are passing it along for your family or your friends to deal with for their entire lifetime. Technically, the pain doesn't really end there. There's that. Say, hey, this is what happens, to your family and your friends, when you take your damn life, I don't know, if I can just help one person, that's what matters, I guess. And I myself have been on that end of experiencing suicidal thoughts and attempts, so I completely understand it, and suicide is not selfish. I think the hardest thing that I have had to learn is that it's not my fault. It never was. There's nothing that I could have done, and like I said in my hour-long video, multiple attempts would have been made, if that, and multiple attempts were made before the one that ultimately you know? So if my mom had not succeeded that time, she would have kept trying. And that's hard to come to terms with. It's all mental health matters until somebody ends up inpatient because they thought that they weren't important, because they felt unappreciated, because they're the one that is always doing things for people, or like checking in on people when nobody checks on them. They're always smiling, they're always laughing, and always doing things that they wish that other people could do for them, but they don't, but their friends don't. And I can say it all I want, you know, I can say it all I want, but you're not gonna understand the importance of it until you go through it. And I hope you never have to go through it. That's the thing. You know, I would never wish this on anybody. This isn't something that I saw myself going through, you know. This isn't something that I wanted for my mom, you know. Like, I didn't expect to lose a parent in my 20s, you know. Like, it's messed. It's too uncomfortable, or it's too much, or it's too deep. But it's really too much or too deep when, like, you can't take 5 seconds out of your day or 15 minutes out of your day to check up on somebody, or take the time to, like, listen to them because they're struggling. And the thing is with this, like, I'm not here to make people, like, comfortable. Like, I'm here to make you listen. I'm here to educate people, like, from my own experience. And I mean, my mom's not here to, like, speak on her behalf and what she's gone through and stuff. But just as a loss survivor of this loss and going through this grief, like, I think that's important to, like, educate on, I guess. Just, like, by the simple fact of, like, this is what happens to your family if you take your life, you know, this is what happens to your friends if you take their life. And I mean, everybody's grieving process is different. How everybody processes things is different. It's gonna look different, you know, from person to person. You know, some people completely check out, some people are just busy all the time, you know, some people isolate, some people, I don't know, like, it's all just different. I'm not 100% sure about what has kept me sane, because I've had every reason to go off the rails. But, like, you just gotta be gentle with yourself. And I mean, it's easier said than done, right? It's really easier said than done. And if you feel like you need to take a step back, do that. If you feel like you need to surround yourself with people, do that. You know, but, like, blaming yourself and, like, things like, you know, asking the questions of, like, oh, could I have done this? Could I have done that? Could I have stepped in? It's not helpful, and I'm learning that. Like, I'm learning to not blame myself. I guess if you're wondering how to support somebody of this type of loss, being consistent helps. You might not know what to say, but don't expect the griever to reach out on their own. Like, I know that people mean well when they say, like, let me know if you need anything, or, like, I'm here for you. I know that people mean well, but it's sometimes not received well. So I think that the thing that, I mean, it's different for everybody, you know. Some people, they want to be left alone, but I think at the end of the day, like, it helps knowing that, like, people are thinking about you, and people, you know, are still, like, there in your corner, you know. Check-ins, if you're able to. They don't even have to be about the person that has passed away. You know, you can just strike up a conversation with that person. Just be like, hey, like, you know, how was your day? Like, what's a favorite movie that you've watched recently? What's, you know, like, but also, like, conversation. And when you are wanting to chill with this person, that might get exhausting for them. So, like, I mean, everybody's different, you know, so don't expect, like, a response, but keep inviting them to things. Because I think that that's helped me as well, you know, to not fully go into, like, a deep, you know, people might need their alone time or whatever they may need, and you know, you gotta respect that. You should respect that. Consistent check-ins, they help. I mean, I do it all the time. I've done it like before my mom passed. Also, like, don't expect like the griever to be like the same person that they were before, to like get back to their normal self or bounce back to their normal self, whatever the fuck, because that's just not possible. Like, you're meeting a whole different version of your friend or your family member that is grieving. They can't go back to the person that they were before this loss. It's just not possible. It's not. I'm still learning that. I'm still learning. So you have to like meet them where they are and just be gentle with them as well. I'm somebody that is very caring and very giving and very nurturing. That's just my nature. I still find myself doing that, but also like I find myself like being burnt out because I'm not able to like give. Like, I find that I have a limit and I need to honor that limit, and I need to start like, you know, placing boundaries, because I think that people just expect that out of me now, because that's how I was before her death. I'm learning that I deserve the same love and care back. Like, just because I'm able to like hold it together all the time doesn't mean that I don't deserve like support or effort, or that I don't deserve like help. Also, I think refrain from saying they're in a better place, because like, yes, we know they're not here, they're not hurting, you know, you don't have to remind us. Also, I know how you feel. No, you don't know how I feel. You cannot even begin to understand how I feel. Like, I get that, you know, those things are coming from a good place again, but like, it's not helpful. It's not. This grief is very different. It's very complex and it's very sudden. Like, yeah, it's gonna be different from like your grandpa who had cancer or something that, you know, is not suicide. You know, like, it's different. So like, don't say you know how I feel. Like, I've had people say to me like, I know how you feel, like, my grandpa died by my grandpa had cancer, you know, I'm so sorry for your loss. And I get that people mean well, but it's like, you can't even really begin to like understand how I feel. And you start to realize that, you know, those people don't really know what they're talking about, obviously, because like, you know, they're comparing it to their grandpa or something, you know, and it's like, okay, like that, you have no idea how I feel. They don't know what to say also, and so a lot of people, they stay silent, or they don't reach out or anything, or they expect like the griever to reach out on their own, and I think that's like very harmful. My goal is to just be real. My goal is to just be, you know, authentic, and if you vibe with it, you vibe with it. If you don't, you don't. That's totally fine too. But again, I think, you know, these types of things need to be discussed, and I'm going to continue that, even if it makes people uncomfortable. I don't know, it's just to anybody that has lost somebody to a suicide as well, just be gentle with yourself. That's all I can say. Especially with the holidays coming around, you are allowed to grieve forever, and I mean, you're going to. Your grief gets to take up space. I think I made a whole video about that, like, this year around Mother's Day. Your grief gets to take up space no matter what, no matter when, no matter where, and you don't have to like apologize, which I find myself doing a lot, but I'm like actively like learning not to. I didn't know that's what today was. I just thought I'd make a video, but I will continue to be open and honest about what I go through, because that's what I'm here for, and I fully believe that I'm here on this earth to be open and honest and vulnerable about what I go through to help somebody else out. And if I can help one person, then that's what matters. Water other people's gardens, even if it means that my garden is not being attended to. I don't know, you know, like, if I don't have any flowers in my garden, then I'll go plant some flowers somewhere else in somebody else's garden, so that they feel good even when I'm feeling shitty. You know, I think that's a form of love. Just be gentle with yourself. It's not an easy road. Thank you for watching, if you've taken the time.